I am a Chelsea fan. I am a Chelsea fan. We win, we lose together. We rise, we fall together. I am a Chelsea fan. I am a Chelsea fan. We win, we lose together. We rise, we fall together. I am a Chelsea fan. I am a Chelsea fan. We win, we lose together. We rise, we fall together. Together we overcome. Together we can be stopped. We will reach those goals we set together. I am a Chelsea fan. I am a Chelsea fan. We will lose together. We rise, we fall together. I am a Chelsea fan. Chelsea fan. I am a Chelsea fan. Chelsea, okay. We lose together. Together we win. We rise, we fall together. I am a Chelsea fan. I am a Chelsea fan. We lose together. Together we can be strong. We rise, we fall together.
When is it gonna end, Robbie? I've had enough of it.
Yes, guys. Oh, wait, I forgot my fucking mic. But yeah, big up everybody. Hit the like button. Subscribe, all of that bullshit. Here to talk about some briefings today. Here to talk about some fucking briefings. And obviously the latest in Pochettino's embarrassing Chelsea comments, which is starting to become a daily feature now. Oh, should switch mics in a couple of seconds. Just bear with it. StreamYard still needs to recognize mic. There we go. There we go. Right, cool. Just let me know if it starts fucking up again like yesterday. But big up, my guys. Big up to everybody. Another day under the tyrannical reign of Mauricio Pochettino. Another day where we get briefings and we get this secondhand feeling of embarrassment, seeing everything that comes out around this football club. I hope everybody's good, though. Outside of the football, I hope everybody's still good. Oh, it's fucking long. Right, what is everybody saying? Let me just go through the comments quickly. It's lagging a little bit right now. There it is. We're back up. Right. Big up to Sam saying, I know you guys won't concur, but right now I'm willing to take a few losses so that the owners will be fully convinced for the greater good. My God, I think we're past that, honestly. I think we're past that. I genuinely believe that by the time we get to this massive agreement within the consortium to sack Pochettino, it'll be too late. So they'll just keep him till the end of the season. We're just here, innit? That's it. Until we get knocked out of the FA Cup, there's still something to believe in. But as soon as we get knocked out of the FA Cup, I'm out. I'm fucking out. Just for the sake of my own sanity, because I don't think they're getting rid of him anymore. I don't think, regardless of what happens, they get rid of him. Because it's a bit fucking late at this point. Even if you lose to Newcastle, it's still going to be late. We just lost more ground. If it takes past that, what, are you going to wait for us to drop more points and then act? Like, come on. Big up to Ashley. Big up to Sean. Big up to Chelsea before anything. Big up to everybody that's in here. 1 second. Need to switch that on quick. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, now everything is set up. Thank goodness. Big up to Rich Moneymaker saying I have contacts inside the Chelsea board. They're not happy. Well, they're also not in agreement. So sadly, it doesn't mean too much. Big up to Saeed saying Ten Hag and Poch out, man. Bro, I'm with you. We both need to get rid of our dictators. We both need our individual Independence Day. Hopefully we get it first. That's all I can say. Hopefully we get it first. But next season, we need we both need a fresh start. Both need a fucking fresh start. Yeah, man, nothing's changed. Big up though. Big up. Big up to Warrior, big up to Kenny, big up to Furkan. Big up to everybody in here, man. Big up to everybody in here. Run the likes up as well. We got nearly 300 of you guys in here already. We are at 47 likes. 47 likes so far. And we can do better than that. We can do better than that, people. So let's try and rise up that like button. Let's try and rise it up immediately. But yeah, we had a nice little briefing last night that I'm sure everyone is going to be really happy to hear. So yeah, let's bring it up. Big up to Pies. Big up to Pies. So there are significant doubts inside Chelsea that the club will reach a European spot. Damn, really? Really? I wonder what's made them think that. What's made you think that we might not make Europe? Or what's changed your mind in the last few weeks? Can someone tell me? What's changed your mind in the last few weeks? Let me guess. Did you bank everything on the cup final? Did you bank everything on that? Like we all thought you would? Because if that's the case, why is he still here? Why was he allowed to go into the Leeds game? Why is that? Why was he allowed to go into the Brentford game? That's what I want to know. So, someone please help me out with that. Figures at the club are worried that Chelsea will end up like last season and get to a point where nothing is there to play for. Really? No way.
No way. We might end up at the same point that we were last season. Really? No, you gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me. It's like we haven't spent all season trying to scrape into the top half of the table and barely being able to keep our head above water with that. But hey, and now we're worried. Now we're worried. I'm glad we have such great fucking foresight to see that. People above have different views on Pochettino, as per fucking usual. Data analysts have raised concerns over performance lately. They felt that we should have more possession against Leeds and more shots. We also lost on XG. Liverpool in extra time was raised with them dominating. 41 to 59% possession and 39 to 61% possession. So we're only a bit concerned now because we're losing on XG. Is that it? Is that it? So it doesn't matter about what's literally staring everybody in front of their eyes and everything. It's the fact that now even the data's starting to show it. That the club are using advanced models and tools to judge the progression of the team. A more simple but effective one is the attacking momentum graphs, which show you peaks of pressure throughout the course of the game. Losses to West Ham United, Brentford at home, and Forest at home showed we dominated. So it doesn't matter that against against Brentford at home, we only dominated for about 30 minutes. And even then it was lopsided because we had Disasi playing right back, so Madueke was getting triple teamed. It's not like the Forest at home game was one of the worst attacking games I've ever seen from Chelsea, ever. It doesn't matter that the West Ham game was crap, even if Enzo scores the penalty and it's a different game. Like we played terribly. What matters is that the attacking momentum graphs now aren't looking too good. That the XG isn't looking good. The field tilt isn't in our favor. That's where we are. This is exactly why I hate fucking judging everything on stats, by the way, because you could use the possession argument all you want. It's about what you fucking do with the possession. It's about what you do with it. Like, if we... Oh my gosh, this gives me a fucking headache because I've said this so many times this season. If we dominate possession and we barely make any clear-cut chances, then what's the point of flexing possession? What's the fucking point? Attacking momentum graphs. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Like, genuinely, like, thank you, Hannah. You just said it perfectly. Watch this shit with your own eyes. Watch this shit with your own eyes. And also, by the way, I'm going to start issuing 24-hour timeouts for anyone asking me about Johnny's fucking opinions and everything. Because when we called Mount and Havertz, we were called agenda merchants. So don't bother trying to ask me to give him any credit back because I'm not going to do it. So from this point on, you bring up Johnny, you're getting a 24-hour timeout. So keep a lookout. Keep a lookout. So yeah, we'll see what everyone else is saying because I can't be asked for people asking me like, Johnny said this a year ago. Are you gonna give him any credit? Did he give me any credit for calling out Havertz for being a piece of shit? No. He uses the same shit that I said about Havertz to cuss out Jackson just because he had that little thing with Astrid Wet. So don't bother asking me. Don't bother asking me. But yeah, attacking fucking momentum graphs. This is what we're doing now. Chelsea's use of data models is why you hear generally that the club feel we should be higher up the table. We dropped a lot of points earlier on in the season where we were dominating attacking phases and controlling important zones more regularly. As I always said, Egbhali has the final say on pretty much everything, especially the manager. Winstanley and Stewart could change things if both recommend a change. They both recommended an eventual change to Potter, and it was approved. So they're never going to get to this conclusion until it's too late. And by the time it's too late, they're probably just going to stay wrong and strong and keep him till the end of the season anyway, just so it looks better on them in terms of being patient with future managers. So basically, we're fucked. Long story short, we are fucked. 11th of March, and these brothers are still undecided. 11th of March, and we are still undecided. Losers and egotists all over the place. All over the place. Like, I want to say that I want to know what the hell some of them are looking at to still be undecided over Pochettino, but they're looking at the data. They're looking at the data. Even though the data don't even really help him anymore. Like, I beg people just watch the fucking football. Instead of, like, trying to use numbers to give yourself some copium and believe that, like, we're actually on an upward trajectory. Because the funny thing is, there's actually still some people who think that. There's people who think what we're doing right now is progress on last season. Oh, we've scored more than we did last season. Oh yeah, genius. We have better forwards, and we have forwards who actually want to be here. Last season, the majority of our attack was checked out by about March. There was rumours from 2022 about Havertz wanting to leave with 2 years left on his contract. There was Pulisic, who didn't want to be here. Savić, who was trying to engineer moves for years. Lukaku, same shit, even though he was on loan. Aubameyang probably did want to be here until we just sat him on the bench for 6 months. And then he didn't want to be here too. Is there any other attacker that I'm forgetting? You can count Mount as an attacker if you want. But he won't get his contract situation sorted. And it was fucking obvious that he wanted to leave. That's why we were calling it from like last November. So shock and horror. We have a bunch of attackers that now want to be here. Suddenly we're firing more. And also, we just have straight up better forwards. Oh yeah, João Felix as well. Although Felix, I'll say, actually wanted to be here. You could argue he was our best forward since he joined. For what it's worth. For what it's worth. But hey, because we've scored more goals, we're improving. Because we've made it to a cup final, we're improving. Because we made it out of the third round of the FA Cup, because we didn't play Man City away, we're improving. And this is a sort of copium I bet that they're taking up in the board as well. Because you take one look at the way we're playing, we leak more goals than we did earlier this season. Our away form's gone down the toilet. We look like a mess structurally. There's barely any development in these players. We are joint 18th in the second half table. For a table based off only second half performances, we are joint 18th. We are joint 18th. Like, please, just look at everything that is staring you in the fucking face. Like, it would really be nice. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. These man literally predicted UCL football at the start of the season. Now we have doubts over Europe in general. That should be a sackable offence in itself. Straight up, that should just be a sackable offence right there and then. Done. Finished. Done. Finito. I am 11th in March. Shouldn't be any more questions than that. That's why, like, I was very patient with Graham Potter until things didn't improve post-January, and we were in the exact same position too. Because after a while, It's like, no, mate, no. I'm 10th. I'm 11th. That's not acceptable here. Get out. It's as simple as that. But we were able to do that with Graham Potter, but we're not able to do that with Poch. Like, what? And let me guess, are we going to act after another loss? How much further out from top 7 are we going to be? Is the next copium going to be, let's hope City and Liverpool win their respective European trophies so we can go up in the coefficients and there'll be an extra spot for grabs. Maybe we can go get 8th and then call 8th progress. We've made it into Europe. Like, it's just copium everywhere. Literally everywhere. And like, being out of Europe for another year is going to be so damaging to this youth project that we're trying to do. More limited game time, more lack of European experience. What's the plan? You're going to need to try and loan out some more players at that point. Because you can't have certain youth players sitting on the bench for about 2 seasons with limited game time and expect them to develop. What will happen with the likes of Mudryk? What will happen with the likes of Madueke? Right now, they are starving for minutes. Literally starving. And you're going to do that for a second year. You're going to do that for a second year. 1 year, it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but you confirm it. Just try and figure it out. A second season, if you ain't one of the locked-in starters, then it's a bit long for you in terms of development. It's a bit long. But hey, it's still March, and we still haven't acted. We still haven't acted, so what do you do? What do you do? Egbhali is a disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace. This guy moved too late to sack Potter. Then he hired Lampard for just some shit PR. That I will say, idiots like me did fall for at the start. So I do yet again apologize for the whole vibes talk. We got that horribly wrong. We got that horribly wrong. But now he's moving too late with Pochettino. Now he's moving way too late. And Europe is already looking slim. Already. Like, we had a faint chance if we won at Brentford. Now it's like it's even fainter. But I guess our hopes of 6th place are on life support. It's just no one's pulled the plug yet. But the doctors are saying, like, yo, you've been here on life support for like 3-4 months. We might have to, pull. We might have to. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. Hey, Maldini, I'm not recruitment. I'm not recruitment, but I've already said I'm going to start researching on managers better, so I don't really know what more you want. But hey, if I was recruitment, I'd be Lewis out too. I'm not. Egbhali, though, you are taking the piss. I don't know what he's waiting for. Is it a case of, I just want to be correct? Is it a case of, Maldini, no worries. Like, you know what? I need to stop biting. I beef with everybody about Chelsea 24/7, so I always have my guns up. Need to learn not to be so trigger happy. But big up, my guy. Big up. But yeah, Egbhali, disgrace. Winstanley and Stewart, they're both disgraces as well. And these two are just not saying anything because if they don't do anything, well, no, if they do something, then they're also just outing themselves as dickheads. Because you're the ones that had that detailed 3-month search for a manager. And this is what we ended up with. Like, oh my gosh. I feel for the players to a point. Because a lot of them, they're the ones taking most of the blame for it. Well, I saw Pochettino try and speak about that as well. I'll get into his shit little quotes in a little sec. But There has been a divide over Pochettino for weeks, and while this continues, the team will continue to stagnate, and it will continue to wallow in mid-table, and it will continue to underachieve. All while Egbhali and Winstanley and Stewart just hold hands together in a prayer circle and just hope and pray to whatever god they worship that things will improve. That's it. That's it. Like, there are way too many cooks in the kitchen. And I understand to a point, like, with a consortium, you're going to have that. But you can try to minimize that where possible. I do see us going in for more scouts, more people in charge of recruitment. Like, I'm not going to say too much against it because to a point, I don't really understand football from a board perspective and everything. But too many people in charge of decisions like this is a very big problem because, as we've seen with Graham Potter and as we're seeing here, we don't move until it's too late. We lack ruthlessness as a result of that. Because too many people need to be on side. And from the looks of it, not enough people have the mentality that's needed for this football club. Because we are here 11th in fucking March and he is still here. He is still here. And I agree as well. Like, not a lot of it is going to change, but I would like to see at least a few heads roll with Poch. Because you can't just sack Poch and just say, yeah, that's it. Even I don't agree with that. Like I hear everyone who says sacking Poch isn't going to change everything, but it will be a step in the right direction. It will be a step in the right direction, sacking the manager. But it's just, you can't tell me to blindly follow Winstanley and Stewart and to believe that they're going to bring the right manager. At the most, I'm going in with blind faith saying, I need to just risk it again. I need to just risk it. Because I can't have another day with this guy in charge. I can't do it. I already know what's in front of me isn't working. So, if we have to go in with another one, like, I guess we have to. And if they fuck that up as well, get rid of the pair. Get rid of the fucking pair. It's get rid of all three of them in a severance package deal or whatever. I don't care. But the number one thing is Poch has to go. Then ideally you get rid of one or both of Winstanley and Stewart, or if anything, you leave the search for a manager to somebody else and not them two. Because I'll still say for the players, I understand the idea for the most part. You've just given the keys to that prick. And that's what our bigger problem is. But if their heads roll too, good. Good. Or someone else has said, I don't care. I don't care. But whoever's responsible for Poch joining over anybody else, either demote them or get rid of them. One or the other. Bring me Ragnick, would you take? As a director, I wouldn't even be against Ragnick. I wouldn't be against that. As a manager, I don't think he did that great at Manchester United. But as a director, you saw the problems there immediately. And he seems like he has that ruthlessness. He was saying they needed like 8 or 9 new players. Or they needed like open heart surgery or some shit like that. And that United team was a fucking mess back then. So I ain't even shocked. I wouldn't be against it. Wouldn't be completely against it. Yeah, as a director, cool. Cool, I'm fine with that. But Winstanley and Stewart, they're not it. You man are good scouts. Like, I'm not against like 9 out of 10 of the signings that we've had. The only real question mark has again been Mudryk, and even then, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with lack of game time. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Until he either goes on loan or, like, please get Europe so we can give him some more minutes and actually get to a conclusion with where that kid's at. But other than that, like, I understand what we were trying to do. You get me a better manager, I'm competing for top 4, top 6, and then you bring in experience, and then we go a step higher than that. Now, you got a bunch of inexperienced squads, a bunch of inexperienced players just on vibes. just on fucking vibes. So we need to figure it out. Yeah, Daniel, I'll drop the link in about 5:10. About 5:10. Who said John Terry? Who said John Terry? Like, I don't know what we'd have John Terry for. Oh yeah, John Terry brought in as assistant between manager and players. I mean, you could get him in there to do the fucking team talks. I mean, that's fine. But other than that, like, no. No, he's not proven anything to, like, be in any sort of managerial role. Just have him there as a motivator if you want. I don't mind that. You could have him there as a yeah, literally. You just bring him there for aura. That's it. Have him speak to players before the match, and at halftime, he'll probably give you a better halftime team talk than this brother ever could. That's fine. But, like, nah, in terms of, like, any managerial role or tactical role, no. No. Like, isn't he doing, like, some youth manager role for us or something like that? Whatever he's doing, just leave him there. Leave him there and just bring him in on match days to talk to the team. Past that, I don't care. Big up to AV saying, as a data scientist, these stats-driven analysis for football is utter crap. We see Chelsea every day for 20 years. We don't need a static model telling us what's concerning or not. Bring back Jose. That's it. When Graham Potter had us in the same position last season, and we still had some semblance of standards, all of us, even me, who was massively Potter in, was saying, we've got 2 wins in 18. We are 10th in February. I can't do this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This isn't what my club's about. Get out. Because there has to be some level of standards. There has to be. Big up to Classic Goals as well. Saying, have you seen the video of Feliciano saying making money is more important than winning on and off the pitch? No. I'll have a look for that quickly. Seen that, I'd heard that, but Terry's already working with the Chelsea team in some capacity. Youth assistant manager, that's it. So he is kind of employed by the club anyway. So I could see that. Yeah, like last season when we had standards, he was getting death threats. And I'm not even saying I justify that, but that shows where the standards were at. Nobody was accepting that crap. Now it's like, smile, be happy, everybody. Everybody be happy. It's okay. We made it to a final. It's okay. We won on XG. The field tilt was in our favor. We dominated possession, so we dominated the game. It's only because X, Y, and Z missed this chance. So just smile. Be happy. We like 3 little birds again. We could all wave our hands together and sing in harmony. And this bullshit. It's absolute crap. Now we're all just drinking the Kool-Aid. That's why I keep saying we are turning into 2020 Arsenal right in front of my eyes. Right in front of my eyes. And it's embarrassing seeing how much we mock them for that. Right, I think I've got that video. Let me find it. So I'm guessing this was it.
Ultimately, what we're trying to build is a long-term sustainable business that can accrete in value significantly. And that means a lot more than just winning or losing at the pitch. That's important, right? As a brand, as a media property, as a team, as a club. But we're also trying to establish and build or put in place the right building blocks to have a great business, you know, kind of in 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. And a lot of the work that we're doing is behind the scenes, trying to do just that. But ultimately, what we're trying to build is a long-term sustainable business that can accrete in value significantly. And that means a lot more than just winning or losing at the pitch. That's important, right? As a brand, as a media property, as a
I wouldn't have even minded that if they didn't say that's more important than winning or losing. Because I get it. They are going to want to try and make it a sustainable business and all of that. But to compare it to winning it or losing and say that that matters more, no. That I don't agree with. Everything else, though, like, I mean, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. You buy a business, you're going to try and make it as sustainable as possible, as profitable as possible. As long as you can make that work on the pitch, okay. The problem is, it's not working on the pitch, and you lot are just trying to blind everybody to that. That's my problem. That's my problem. In terms of trying to make the club as sustainable as possible, cool. Like, genuinely, I don't care too much about that. I don't care too much about that. If anything, I want to see a lot more from that speech before I even say anything. I've got bigger problems with Egbhali, Winstanley, and Stewart in terms of them trying to make the club sustainable. Like, to a point, if you're trying to sell it in 10 years, you need it to be successful. So, how about you try and correct the building blocks because they have failed? Those building blocks are not working. That's the real issue. Get rid of Poch. Get rid of whoever is hiring these managers and work from that. The problem is we're not doing that. The problem is you're enabling this loser to stay in charge. That's the real issue. That's the real issue. But yeah, if anyone can find the full interview of that, I wouldn't mind seeing it. But hey, I'm now at the point where I just don't think Pochettino is getting sacked. And also, they're probably listening to Poch as well for half of this, because the way he's talking, he's even more blind than these directors. I saw Poch quotes from yesterday, new Poch quotes, because like everyone keeps putting 50p in the dickhead nowadays. He said, I think these performances have been very good. I'm so happy with the performances. Is what? What? It is gaslighting at its finest. It's gaslighting at its finest. This is some of the worst football I have ever seen. Some of the worst football I've ever seen. He's like, these performances have been very good. I'm so happy with the performances. Fuck you. So if the fans want to listen, perfect. If not, they'll keep booing. What can I do? I'm giving my best to this team. I prefer to boo me than the team. He also says, we cannot blame the fans. My message is, okay, they need to show their frustration. Through who? I prefer to me rather than to the team. I prefer that. I'm strong. I'm sure that in time we will change the perception. And you are only changing the perception by lowering the standards. That is the only way that you're doing it. You're doing it to a point where 7th and 8th is acceptable. Or he'll even call like 9th acceptable. Ooh, it's progress. We've progressed from last season. We've taken one step forward. Hell, they'll call it one step beyond or some shit because, hey, it links to Chelsea. If you know, you know, and all of that crap. And then he said, like, that this is the thing that annoyed me the most in spite of all of that. Daniel, thank you for sending that to me, by the way. Thank you. This is the one thing that annoyed me the most of anything. He said, I don't want the fans trying to blame the players. Players need to feel backed by the fans. And to be honest, I prefer that I get the blame and let the players be free on the pitch. Now, even though I agree that he should be getting the blame over everybody else, the guy said, I don't want the fans trying to blame the players. Really? Really? Because if that's the case, why do you throw them under the bus every time we lose a game? Why is it every time we lose a game, you blame everything else? You blame it on injuries, you blame it on missed chances, but you don't blame it on your lack of structure. You don't talk about how, we're still not great at defending set pieces. Talk about changing things from things that are working mid-game. Why is that? Why is that? Oh, Maldini. Yeah, you know what? That is excellent as well. Yeah, let me keep that. Put that straight in the bookmarks. You're damn fucking right. Cool. But the point still stands. You say I don't want fans blaming the player. How about you practice what you preach, motherfucker? How about that? Oh wait, I forgot. I need Poch to be consistent with his takes. Silly me. Asking for consistency for this fraud. There's no consistent style of play, no consistent structure, no consistent nothing. Just consistent disappointment. How about you look at your structural performances instead of going into every interview saying, if X player scored Y chance, we win. If this player scored this chance, we win. Because that crap is what turns people against the players. We have seen it happen throughout this season. Jackson getting cussed out on the way into the dressing room at halftime in a game by fans telling him to bury his 1 or 2 chances that he gets in a match. Enzo and Caicedo having to delete their social media accounts. Mudryk and Madueke beefing fans on Instagram. All because you're the one throwing them under the bus. All to protect yourself. Everything is to protect you and to make you look like the wrong party. And the problem is, half of this fan base actually drink the Kool-Aid. Half of this fan base drink the Kool-Aid. And they believe it. Because you'll hear people talk, like we saw in that Max quote, about games like Forest at home. Forest at home. One of the worst attacking performances I have ever seen from this club. Brentford at home, disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. West Ham, and like that's just from Max's tweet. I could go through more. Manchester United away. Wolves at home. Wolves away. Liverpool away. Aston Villa at home. All of the Newcastle away. It's ridiculous. Some of the copium that I'm seeing. Everton away. But hey, I guess we dominated in the attacking momentum graphs. Oh yeah, how could I forget protecting the point at Bournemouth? How could I forget protecting the point and time wasting against a winless Bournemouth side when we had 4 points in 4 games? Yeah, even Luton away, we didn't look good structurally at all. We got 1 goal off a Luton mistake. The second goal, which was just good work by Noni. The third one from Jackson and Palmer, and that's it. But hey, some people will tell you progress. Some people will tell you to stop being negative. And this is part of the process. Mo, we are literally joint 18th in the second half table. A man said, we are only staying up on goal difference if the Premier League table was based off second half performances. It's insane. It is insane. Yeah, even also at home with the game management, the rap sheet against Pochettino is massive. It's massive. But hey, we're stuck here. Only other bit of news I saw is that we're getting that fucking Brentford set piece coach, which is calm. They're actually good at defending and attacking set pieces, so I don't mind. Although Pochettino is the one saying we don't need a set piece coach and we need specialists because, of course, this absolute fraud thinks we need better quality over strategy. That guy doesn't think in terms of tactics. He doesn't think in terms of a game plan. He just thinks, run around. Show some quality on the ball, and you'll be fine. Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, he's still going to stay in charge. Bro, fans are fighting each other at Brentford. Crazy. Over what? Let me know. What were they fighting each other about? Was it about Bowley? Was it about Poch? Was it about the individuals? And also, like, I'm so glad I didn't go Brentford, by the way. I'm so glad I didn't go. I would have been fuming. I would have been enraged if I went there. I'm good. Oh, about backing the team. Oh, yeah. Get behind the team, mate. Get behind the team. Fuck off. I said over backing the team. So what? Would the other guys beef it, going after the players or what? And let me guess. I bet it's not consistent as well. I bet it's not consistent because I know certain man who can't have a good game. I mean, who get criticized regardless of the performance. I know certain man who can have 3 out of 10s every week and they get away with it because they get the club. Because they're Cobham born and bred. And all of that crap. So I can't be asked for that crap. I actually haven't been to an away game since December. I can't believe it. No away since December. And you know what? That might continue. That might continue because what is the point? Our away record sucks. Our game management sucks. And if you say anything negative, people are going to say, be positive. Get behind the team. Back the team. Crap. Same people saying back the team, but not once did they sing for the team. But hey, it's all them vloggers. It's all them damned vloggers ruining the atmosphere. Another one. Go to Sheffield away. You must be out of your mind. You must be out of your mind. That is my birthday weekend. Bin that. No chance. Where's my charger? Where's the charger? Cool. That said proves you don't back your team. Motherfucker, do you have to go to games to back your team? Do you have to go to games to back your team? Is that the case? So if you don't go to games, are you a plastic? Let me know. Let me know. It would be very interesting to hear your thoughts on the worldwide fan base. I'd really like to know. Yeah, Artab, like, she is the definition of toxic positivity. The definition of it. You have one good win or something, will be, oh, I hope that's shut the Pochettino's up. What a load of crap. It isn't a good look to skip games just because you're bad. That is plastic behavior. It is not because we're bad. Because if that was the case, I could have done that last season with a squad that I hated. I hated last season's squad 1,000,000 times more than this season's. So, where's the energy for that? Because I only missed 2 games last season, including European aways. So, I was at Dortmund. I was at Milan. I was travelling up to Manchester to watch us lose 4-1 in a game that didn't mean anything to us because our season was done. But I still went up. Forgive me for wanting to save my money. Forgive me for wanting to save my money and to save my sanity. Because at Man United's away, when I went up there, confident and optimistic that at the very least we would have a game, and I got given that performance, I was like, I ain't doing this to myself anymore. I did this last season. I'm not doing this to myself anymore. I'm going to whatever game I want to go to. Because I can. Because guess what? Being a fan doesn't mean you have to give up a grand plus every year. Just because you have to. Just because you have to. If I had any belief in what we're doing, I'd be there. Should fans of relegation teams just stop watching? Are we meant to be having the standards of a relegation team? Is that where we are now? Did I just think like a relegation team? Is that it? This is literally what we're calling lowering the standards, by the way. This is literally what we call lowering the standards. Like the fact is, full stop, I can go to what I want. I can go do what I want to do. If I want to stay at home and do a live stream, which by the way, I enjoy doing live streams, by the way. I've really started enjoying doing watch-alongs this season because, like, got a good community over here. Make a little bit of peas for myself. Save a little bit of peas for myself. If I'm stressed out, I can just go outside and bun a zoot. I'll be a little bit calmer. And I feel a little bit better afterwards too. Than if I'm standing out in the freezing cold, watching awful football. Or to just have idiots around me just tell me, oh, it's fine. It's a process. It's a process. But believe in the manager. Back the gaffer and all of that. Everyone booing Enzo, not booing Enzo or cussing out Enzo while doing the Gallagher chant just because he runs around a little bit. Or booing Cucurella off the pitch just to cheer Ben Chilwell onto the pitch. Like, what? Spare me that crap. If I want to go to a game, I will go to a game. And if I don't want to go to a game, I won't go to a game. And guess what? It won't make me any more or less of a fan than anybody watching. Because get this, I have never, ever once said in my life that I'm more of a fan than anybody else just because I've gone to games. So people don't get to run that narrative back at me. I've never, ever done that. Because, get this, you're not a bigger fan if you go to games. It doesn't make you any more of a fan. You're all Chelsea fans. That's it. It's as simple as that. And if you think there's a problem with me not going to games because I'm just disillusioned with all of this crap, then you're going to need to ask the question of why it takes going to every single game to be considered as a real fan. And if that's the case, you know what that low-key sounds like? It's low-key xenophobia. Low-key xenophobia. You have to go to all of the games to be a real fan. No. And on the same breath, big up to all the fans who still go. If you're one of those fans who are going home and away, just like Jamie, Chelsea Ranger in there, fair play. Fair play. I ain't going to talk down on you lot for doing it either. The same way, can't talk down on me for just not being bothered because I'm also not the only one. I'm not the only one that's just can't be bothered anymore. I know a lot of people who have just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm saving my money. Or they've gone and started watching non-league instead. Oh yeah, Fatter as well. Big up, man. You go everywhere. You go home, away. Like, I've seen you at the Club World Cup final and all sorts. Fair play. But again, don't make you any more or less of a fan. And I've been consistent with that because you won't find a single bit of content from me where I've tried to even pretend that I'm a bigger fan than anyone. The most I've said is that I put my money on the table. That's it. That's it. And even then, that don't mean you have any more or less of a right to anything. So, guess what? Go to games or not, you're a Chelsea fan. You're not any less of a Chelsea fan for not being bothered to go to this crap anymore. I've just decided I'm saving my money. And, yeah, I'm fine with that. Because guess what? I live close enough to the bridge that's fine for me. I get everything that I want from the matchday experience, minus having to stand through the football. If I want to go link my mates at the pub after, I'll go link my mates at the pub after. Guess what? I just got the best part of the day. And I didn't have to spend 60 quid on a ticket to do that. So, yeah, that shit ain't changing. That shit ain't changing. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Big up to Go AM saying Johnny and Go AM dangled Ziad off the top balcony of the bridge as a tribute to Roman, like real fans. Oh boy. Oh, peak for Ziyad. Hope Ziyech saves him. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it for the super chats. I just had to go off on that tangent for a little while because I've seen some people try to say that. It's like, oh, they can't be bothered to go to games anymore. Yeah. Guess what? Guess what? I'm not wasting my money on this crap manager. And if you have a problem with that, feel free to buy me a ticket. Feel free to buy me a ticket. Other than that, don't ever tell me what to do with my money. Because you are not that guy. I don't care whoever you are watching this, you are not that guy. You are not that guy to tell me what to do with my money. I will spend it on what I want, where I want, when I want, and if I want. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Big up to everybody that's in here, though. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that crap. Big up to everybody that's watching because, again, you guys are also part of the reason why I can just chill at home and stream instead of just going through that crap on a weekly basis. Yeah, Fata, I hear that. But that's the thing. That's what the games have become now. It's just become a link up. That's why I'm just linking you guys after. Although I say that, I might go to Newcastle. I might go to the Newcastle game. What's it called? Leicester, again, watch along, swerving that. Early kickoff, get in the bin. But I guess that doesn't make me a real fan because I can't be asked to wake up early. But yeah. Newcastle, I might do. Made the best decision start following. Yeah, pick up the Chelsea women, man. Pick up the Chelsea. I might have to start rolling through to a few women's games again. Just again for the social. Be good to link up again. I haven't seen you in months, man. I hope everything's good. Hope everything's good with you. But yeah, I'll probably try to roll down to a women's game or something. Like watch an actual decent game of football. That would be nice. How are the Chelsea women doing? Are they? How's the Women's Super League looking? Ah, we're top of the league. I don't remember the last time I said that. When was the last time we said we were top of anything? I mean, it is only joint, but cool. I will take it. Beggars cannot be choosers. Oh, Friday the 15th. Yeah, you know what? I might be able to do that. Yeah, you know what? I might roll to the Chelsea Arsenal game. I might actually do that. Might actually enjoy a game of football for once. But yeah, shit, I was meant to send the link time ago. We'll see what everyone's saying. I don't want to say the dreaded words, but like I do think it's going to be a quiet one. But we will see. We will see. Big up to everybody though. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that shit. No hate along today, by the way. It's literally Sheffield United versus Arsenal. Like, what's the point? What's the point? That is an all-you-can-eat buffet, and I'm not here to watch that feast, so I'm good. I'm very good. But back again, pods will be live at like 10:45, I think. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. Tomorrow, I think I'm live with Rants, and then we got some other show. Probably best of the rest. I think we're gonna do Bayern v Lazio tomorrow. Bayern versus Lazio. Wait, Pie's tweet. Okay, no, now, okay. What's Pie's saying? Oh, there isn't a Pie's tweet. All right, cool. Ugh. Calm.
Tweet.
Yes, my guys.
Pies tweet. There's nothing happening in it.
He's
Pies
singing pies to you.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I
there's
wrote
no
down-
pies.
I wrote down, but we need that pies dagger tweet, man, but it's not gonna happen.
No, all we need is a club statement. I need that picture of the corner flag. And the words club statement and nothing more. That's what we really need. Although we're not getting it. We're not getting it. And I feel like I've now just finally come to accept that. He's not going anywhere. We're stuck with him. And by the time Egbhali, Winstanley, and Stewart realize it's too late or all come to an agreement, it'll be too late for them to do anything anyway. So
But let's say if we get knocked out by Leicester, then they'll sack him.
Then what?
I don't think they will. Because what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, there's
What
no
if-
point.
What if they
We're pretty much, I think, exactly a month away from when Potter was sacked.
Really?
Yeah, just over. It was the 2nd of
It
April.
was,
second
it
of
was the
April.
first week. I just remember it was the first week of April. I went and looked. I can't remember the
So I
exact
know
date.
we lost that Villa game on April Fools.
Oh,
But to be
okay.
fair, he was
I thought it was
sacked
March.
after the Villa game. Like the announcement came the day after the game, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying there's hope?
No,
No, but they're not going to do that again. That's
Yeah,
why
no,
we're still
and
getting
No
briefings
chance
for
of stuff,
Ornstein
man,
that
no
he's
chance.
safe.
my point is,
Well,
even
that's
if
what
we
I'm trying
sack
to
him,
say. I'm laughing at
even
that.
if we
I don't
sack
really
him when
agree.
we do, right? Like, even if we sack him in April, I don't expect, like, around the same time that Potter got sacked, I don't expect it to change anything.
No.
Because at that point, it's like, cool, you got what, a month of the season left? Probably be out of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just a waste. It's just a waste. Wasted another season. Well done. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why. Yeah, it is a waste of another season. I really don't believe the reports as far as, I mean, yeah, it's coming from David Ornstein as far as Poch is
All right,
staying
Daniel,
and
we
he's
see
wanting
you.
to be here for the long term. Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I just felt like a reverb, so I was thinking I was messing up. Honestly, I think I still believe Poch isn't staying past this season, and just because there's more noise about more like potential managers, and I always say I'm not believing what the club says. I'm looking at their actions. That's just what I genuinely do with anybody that I encounter with. So their actions are saying that we're going to we're looking at a different manager. We're going to go in a different direction. The only thing I'm a little worried about is that there's no I don't believe they're going to get rid of Winstanley or Stewart, and I think they're going to allow them to pick the new manager. That's the part that I'm more worried about. If I don't hear anything about a DOF, whether like you said, Lewis, if one of them or both of them leave, and then you have a DOF kind of step in and make that decision, that's the part that I'm more worried about. But as far as like solutions or simple solutions to this club, it's not going to be as monumental as a fix as it was last summer when we were thinking we need to fix the players, we need to fix the structure, we need to fix the whatever, you know what I mean? I think we just need someone who has experience with winning, have him pick the manager who has experience with winning, and then have him influence the players. It's a natural trickle down effect that can be easily fixed. I just hope that the owners, see it that same way. So it sucks. It's a waiting game. We have to wait to see how their actions are, because we can rant and rave about everything that's going on, but in the end, we're all gonna have to wait and see it, because we have there's nothing else we can do.
And don't forget that this summer is probably one of the biggest summers.
You
Talking
said
about
that
managers,
last summer, man.
because there's no.
So that the last
I'm not
4
talking about our club.
summers.
Yeah,
Oh.
but there's been a lot of no, I'm not talking about the club. I'm talking about this summer. There's going to be a lot of managers out there that are leaving their current clubs. Let's say getting sacked at the end of the season. There's going to be a lot of managers out there that we could choose from. It just depends if this board is going to be able to choose the best fit for the club. And it's been twice that they've done it. So how can we trust them again to get a good manager this time? It's just a waiting game at this point. We have to wait and see.
I don't think anyone trusts them at this point. It's just like we're here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the problem as well. Like, I don't have any trust within this ownership, within the directors especially. Like, what, they're going to get another yes man in?
Poch isn't a yes man. Poch isn't a yes man.
Why are we doing this? Why are we regurgitating this useless nonsense, like minerals nonsense?
I don't know. I'm not trying to be using that kind of.
You just said the yes man.
We have had 5. I feel like I've explained it 5 times.
Okay, mediocrity. All right, can I say media manager then? Media manager.
Yeah. You know what? I'd agree with you on that.
That's much better.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. Mediocre manager. I'm worried about that. Not a yes man.
Guess what? Everybody else, like your Liverpools, they have a media manager. Arsenal has a media manager. United have the same thing, and they're still better and further ahead of us right now. The only difference is we started from scratch. Like it's going to hurt. It's going to take a little while. We are going to be better than what we're showing. I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm just looking in the chat and I'm like, I swear it's like the club is already dead and like we're never coming back. No, that's not the case. The only thing I'm worried about is after 10 years when the stipulations are over. That's the part that I'm worried about because I don't know if we're gonna be if these owners are gonna suck us dry, like United's owners do, or are they gonna gaslight us and think that we're still the best in the world like Arsenal's owners do? Or are they going to be cheap bastards and penny pinch like Liverpool? I don't know. That's the part that we have to worry about. But for inside these 10 years, but hold up. Inside these 10 years, they're going to invest a lot of money. They're going to try to set up a project. They're going to try to build a foundation. And then from there, we see and then after the 10 years, that's when we're going to see their true colors. But as far as people saying like, oh, the owner's out, you can't get rid of them. You can't. It's there. There's nothing you can do. So I'm just gonna blame the things that we can see on the pitch, the things that are more focused on the pitch. Poch is the main issue as far as he's just not a leader. He's not even a man, to be honest with you. He needs to go. And then right after that, I'm in the belief that the directors need to go because they've already shown that they have like beta male tactics as far as waiting and sitting on their hands to make a decision. I need true leadership in this club again, from top to bottom. So if I'm asking,
that's what we got.
Say that again.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying what we have is just fucking directors trying to protect themselves.
Exactly. Stop with that nonsense. I did not block the toilet, man. Fuck off.
Did they not come out the other day talking about? I don't know the exact quotes. I think we mentioned it on here about. I don't remember what it was, but the directors came out saying something about Poch and about going forward and so much good stuff about him. I don't know the exact quote. I don't remember it, but if you've got people like that, I'm going to talk about a whole different team. Yeah. Let's talk about Benfica, for example, yeah? One of the biggest teams in Portugal. They lost, 5-0 to Porto the last night? Yep. Rui Costa himself came out and said, the fans should not be, should not be able to watch this, after spending their money and coming and watching this. He came out himself and there's going to be like, the next game, everyone has to pattern up. For someone like Rui Costa to come out after only 2 bad performances, I think it was once against Sporting when they lost 2-1 in the cup, and then in the league when they lost 5-0 to Porto, and Rui Costa's coming out and saying, yo, you man need to pattern up, and it's only been 2 games. It's been fucking 2-3 years at this club, ever since Bowley and them man came in, and still there's no, I don't see where, I can't see the direction they're going in. You understand? It's like when I look at Poch, I don't see what he does on the field. What is it? What's his tactics? What's his anything? I can't see what good will happen. So you just have to wait. And in my opinion, you just have to wait and see what they do. And let's just hope they do what's best. You know what I'm trying to say?
God forbid help us, man. God forbid help us.
Oh, what?
No, I said God help us at this rate, man. We need some God to pray this.
Yep. I mean, that's what Egbhali, Winstanley, and Stewart are saying too.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's their
mean,
only hope in getting Poch to work. And they're going to try and keep him because they want to look good for future managers.
And
That's
we
about
kept
better
we
than
kept
nothing going through their
saying
fucking
we
heads.
kept saying about Poch, like, just allow him to give. We're just giving him more rope to hang himself. The same thing, the
Yep.
same notion can be extended to the directors now, because, like you said, they took 5 months to go over everybody. They passed over Amorim, they passed over Nagelsmann to get to Poch, and that's failed miserably. So what they're doing this season, they're hanging themselves right now. So it's all about, like, I mean, if anything, if we truly are going to try to be an elite club, we need to bring in elite people to run this club. And I can't fully believe in the notion that, like, the owners are just here to make money and they just want to ruin the club. Like, no billionaire invests in something and then purposefully tries to ruin it. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. It's not logical. Especially
it doesn't have to be on purpose, though.
No, it can't be on purpose.
That is the key
that's
part
why
that people are missing. They can have the best intentions in the world and still fail.
I agree.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I agree with you.
I mean, also in the beginning, they wanted the best DOF in the world, and Michael Edwards in the beginning, or when they wanted to run everything like Red Bull, they went and got Vivell. I think that
and then they started building their model based on Brighton, because Vivell left a month after he came. That wasn't news to anybody, right? Because Lewis was talking about maybe somebody else handles the manager signings and all these different things. When they interviewed his manager signing, they said no to him, right? Which was Nagelsmann. He's the one who wanted.
He said no to them.
No, Nagelsmann.
Well, he said no to them. Whatever
offended.
it was, right? We don't know what happened he could have said no to them because they said no to what he actually wanted. The same thing.
Well, Nagelsmann also was offended that they didn't offer him the job right off the bat too. So, I mean, I actually kind of like I like a little ego with my management, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, you have to interview like everybody else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Listen, my whole point is, if you're director of football, right, and there's two of you, there can't be a third person, and that's probably why Vivell didn't work, because they were all clashing on who does what or who says what. There can't be a third person that's like, oh, he's going to pick the manager for you guys. You guys do the science. If that's the case, go back to being scouts, just like you were. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get paid as director of football. You know what I mean? And if you get into that level of job and you're failing, you should get fired.
Let me give you.
I mean, these guys are scouts. These guys are glorified scouts.
Then go be a scout somewhere else, or be a scout here. You want to take a pay cut?
That job,
that's
then.
cool. Listen, I'm fine with you taking a pay cut and going way down to wherever level you were prior, right? That's fine. And let somebody else tell you what direction you should go, what kind of players you should be looking at, or what caliber, blah blah blah, and then we just go from there. But the role they're in now, they're failing in this role. Whichever way you want to put it, they're failing.
No, yeah. That's why I go more.
A question here.
It's not qualified.
What is going to happen if we lose to Leicester? What's
nothing?
Nothing.
I just think they're gonna have to ride until the end of the season. That's what, in my opinion, because there's been so many times this year. I'm sorry for cutting everyone off. There's been so many times this season. Yeah, sorry. There's been so many games this season where us all, and I think maybe even the chats and other Chelsea fans, thought it was time for this guy to leave. Talking about the earliest of games and talking about the latest of games, when you talk about the Liverpool loss and all the other losses. If you're telling me that there's about 10 games, after those 10 games that he should have got sacked, you think he's going to get sacked in the 11th? It just doesn't make sense. I think they're not going to bite the bullet and sack him halfway through the season. And I think if there is any chance of them sacking him, it will be in the summer to get a new manager.
I just think our structure in the club sucks. Like, it seems like we're being ran horizontal under a horizontal structure rather than a lineal structure where there's a head and then there's and then it just heads and then it just goes down, the chain until you get to the players. Like, nothing successful in life runs where multiple people.
The style of structure isn't the major problem to me. there's a huge echo. I don't know if it's me or someone else, but
Oh, I hear it. That's
Just,
why I didn't know if it was me.
John,
Yeah,
I think
what?
that's your mic. I think that's Daniel's mic, though. Yeah.
Is it
It
me?
might
Is
be.
it me?
No, I think it's just
No,
mic.
I think it might have been Daniel. It might have been
Oh,
Daniel.
okay. No, I mean the thing is like, oh, the thing is like when you have something that's lineal, where you have like everybody knows their role. I mean, of course, I'm not opposed to collaborating on decisions, but at the end of the day, the buck has to stop at somewhere, like one person. It can't be three people decide on something that doesn't make sense, and then maybe the one person who had a logical choice as far as either Amarim or Nagelsmann as our coach this season, they're left in the cold because they were outvoted. You know what I mean?
Probably
I
Fidel.
need someone to have the ultimate decision and just to analyze where everybody is coming from and then make the right decision for the club going forward.
I think like
That's
what Roma done.
leadership. That's also
Mm.
an example of
100%.
leadership. Like, hey, I'm gonna make the decision, and I'm gonna be the face of whatever results come. There's no face of who made what decision. We're just kind of speculating at this point. Like, oh, that seems like it's an Egbhali move because he has more of the money, or oh no, maybe Bowley made that decision because he runs the Dodgers and the Lakers and they're successful. Like, we don't know. At least if we had a lineal structure to this club, we'll know who's making the decisions and whether they're working
Yeah.
or whether they're not. If we know where the decisions are really coming from, then we can like assess the club and see where we're going. Like, oh, okay, we need to make a change, or okay, we need to maybe tweak a little things here and there, but we're moving in the right direction, if that
Mm.
makes sense. But we don't have that.
whatever decision or
Jamie, what
way
cubicle?
whichever way you do it, it just has to work, right? Because it's like at the end of the day, you have to get a manager because at this point you've gotten a majority of the players. So it's key to get a manager who would want to use these guys in a way that best suits them, right? So if you get a guy who does not play with a regista or play a double pivot, you're kind of in trouble, right? Because you got a midfield that's the way they want to play, or that's the way they should play. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things where it's, if you're not aligned with the manager coming in, the players that he wants to get, all these different things, that you're going to run into trouble time and time over, even if it's a really good younger attacking manager. Like someone like Amarim who plays a three at the back, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing these guys recently. It could be Poch, it could not be Poch, but when they play this three at the back, they look like shit. They don't look like Rudiger and those guys because they can't defend in the wide space.
I feel like they're
Spaces,
just
right?
not
Like,
used to it.
but they can't defend it. Like they can't defend in the wide spaces. The Sassi is terrible in the wide spaces. Like he's not good when he like drifts out and he's trying to defend over there. He gets cooked. Cole gets cooked on the wide spaces. So when we're talking about Badeshila will play in the center and the Sassi right, and that shit, I don't know about that shit. But that's what Amarim likes to play. So, is he going to adapt to them or are they going to adapt to him? These are all things that you have to have somebody talk about and look at and say, okay, maybe we get this player. This player is a little older. Will help them, kind of pull it all together while these guys are still, because they're young players. They're 21, 20, 22. You can still
Yeah.
develop parts of your game. All the greats have played different spots, right? Scholes played number 10. He also played number 6. Xabi Alonso the same. Everything is different, right? Like, in Bayern, Xabi Alonso likes picking up the ball from the center back. For Spain, he can't do that. Busquets is there. So he's off to the left, but he's still giving you a world class. So all these things they have to develop, but they might develop it at 25. You need somebody to help them or help the team do that now. Or you get a manager who suits the way they want to play now and can get it out of them now. These are things that have to figure out. Do I trust Winstanley and Stewart to do that? Fuck no. This is why I keep saying Thomas Frank. Because they're going to look at it and say, well, Thomas Frank can do this. But to be at Chelsea, you have to think about other aspects of it too. How do they deal with media pressure? How do they deal with different families and the ownership and these guys who make 200K not getting play time? How do these managers deal with all these different things? It's not just about their tactics, because Potter was great when it comes to tactics. All the underlying metrics, he was number 2 or number 3 in the league for years. That shit didn't matter when he came here. He failed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Mm.
trust if Winstanley and Stewart are still the same guys picking whoever the manager is. I don't see it going well.
I get what you're saying.
I don't blame you
You're
for thinking that. There's no
yeah,
reason to think otherwise.
because the human element really does matter. Like
All
as
those
far
things
as
matter.
like yeah,
Like
because
Tuchel
we're
knew
just
how to
more
talk to
based more on the numbers.
like you see how certain managers could be good, but you just like that's not a Chelsea manager.
Yeah.
Like what Benitez achieved at Chelsea, and even what Sarri achieved, similar things. But no one even because of attachment to the fan, being able to connect, all these different things, even being personable when it comes to talking in fucking interviews. I haven't watched a single Poch interview. I can't lie to you. I haven't watched it.
I
It
stopped.
doesn't interest
I
me.
refuse.
That
Just
shit
get
don't
the
interest me.
quotes.
I didn't watch a single Potter interview. Why am I watching that? You guys don't interest me. I saw some Tuchel, Conte. I watched all these interviews. I was watching these guys because they were interesting characters and everything. But that's part of what comes with being a Chelsea manager. Sorry.
I can't lie.
Plus, like you said, they know how to handle the media and
rate,
say the right things. They weren't
at
embarrassing.
this rate, I'm seeing the Poch quotes here. I think it's a chat GPT, man. He's just speaking his own words from that fucking website.
No,
I
I
don't
mean
know
I
about
hear it.
ChatGPT. I just
Why are you
know
giving
some
me
guys.
that look? He's a
Some guys
robot.
are just not meant for.
He's a chat GPT.
No reason.
This type of.
He's a
level, bro.
robot.
It's like,
What? It's all
No
right.
reason.
Just say it, innit?
No
Just say it. What?
reason.
He's a robot then? What? Am I right or not? Or not? What? What? You think that bruv, that dude's never speaking the truth. That's the problem. He's
no, he
definitely
is.
going for
He is
ChatGPT.
saying, and that's part of it as well. He doesn't even know how to do media. Like he doesn't know how to handle these type of things because he's never been at a club at this level where you have to do that. PSG is not at our fucking level. They have money and all that, but they don't have expectations like we fucking had, right?
Same
When you
with
come to
Tottenham.
Chelsea, who has so it's like even him going to PSG was different. They hadn't won shit before. Or what the major things that they want to win. They're still trying to get there. That's why they keep hiring just weirdos and random guys trying to figure it out. We already did that. So him coming to us, this is different. It's a different level. All that shit he was talking when the season started, top 4. I know what Chelsea is. It's about winning. It's about this. Where's that going? Now you want us to give you time and it's this and it's that. You switch your entire tone.
No, he's
you're
been
shook now.
waffling.
That's the
Though.
equivalent of
He's
lying
been
to get a
waffling.
job.
Because you're shook now. No, it's not. He was when the season started. He said, top 4 is a must." He said these things. When I come to Chelsea, there is no time. You have to win, and we're all happy. Yeah, good job. You're saying the right things. Now he's saying, the fans are booing, but maybe I'll change their mind soon. You're 11th, brother. What do you mean change our mind?
I don't know in what world does he think he could change our minds. I'm
What do
sorry
you mean
to
you
say
change
that.
our? Are you crazy?
Only
You
Wins
should-
did that.
You don't have. You know what I mean? Like this is.
He's gonna try and scam the cup and be like, "See, I told you, believe in me."
Believe in me, it's
guys,
my
like-
first
This-
trophy
this-
in
this is
England.
what-
I've done it with
this
Chelsea.
is what
There's a level for these guys, bro.
I say this is what certain managers do. We're seeing it with Ten Hag at United. Like when shit hits the fan, certain managers have certain tendencies. We saw it with Potter. Potter's tendency was to take all the blame on himself and take everything away from the players. That was his tendency when shit hit the fan. With guys like Ten Hag and Poch, it's deflection. It's deflection and delusion because they have to believe it inside their own head. Otherwise, nothing makes sense to them. Like if they can't, if they don't understand it and it doesn't make sense to them, then how the fuck is it going to make sense to the fans and how the fuck is it going to make sense to the players?
100%, I agree with you, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Oh well.
Just saying whatever he can to just defend him and keep him in the job
No,
for longer.
Denzel, first of all, I didn't want Enrique.
Imagine
Second
winning
of all,
FA
that
Cup
doesn't
and then
even
get
matter
to
because I wasn't talking about him. Who did they hire before and Enrique went there? And who they hired before that?
It was Poch and before Poch.
It was Gaultier. It was Gaultier and then
Who the
Poch.
fuck is Gaultier?
Yeah.
This is come on, losers. So it's like when you're trying to make Enrique is the first guy who has something that they've hired. You know what I'm saying? He's the first guy.
Imagine if we go winless.
Wait, let him go.
Yeah.
I didn't even want him. It doesn't mean that he's not a quality manager. And he said no to us anyway, or they said no to him. It doesn't fucking matter. The point is, these guys are hiring. They don't have a concise way of doing it because they're not as big as club as we are. So when you hire guys who fail there to come to Chelsea to do something, you see how crazy that is? I've always seen us as a Bayern Munich, Real Madrid level of a club, right? Not in terms of we're on that level of like we've established ourselves over time in terms of European dominance, but
mentality.
we're the richest club, right? We're just about winning, and we keep winning. That's what we are. We fire the managers. Who gives a fuck about manager? You come for a year, 2 years, I don't care about you. But we always have the best players in the league. So that's where I'm seeing things. So I can't hire a guy like Poch. I can't hire a guy. I don't like these kind of guys. You know? And some people say, yeah, I'm stuck in my old ways. That's cool. But if you don't have multiple league titles behind you at big clubs, I don't want you at Chelsea. I'm sorry. I know that's what works for me. Conte, several league titles. Ancelotti, several league titles. Jose, Champions League and league titles.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. The guys who work here have done it. The guys who don't, it's rare. You can have someone like Sarri where you win your first title playing with us, or coming with us, right? But we also had all-time greats. Hazard is an all-time great. Conte is an all-time great. He was giving Conte drugs so he could play. He's an all-time great. We don't have those right now. So it's a combination of the two. If I don't have all-time greats, give me an all-time fucking manager. Yeah, I'm asking for too much. So you got to change it. I'm not changing my fucking standards till you force me to. When you hire Thomas Frank, then you force me to say, fuck it, Chelsea's finished. Till then, I'm going to keep asking for the best of the best. I'm sorry. I'm going to want the best striker.
Don't apologize.
I'm going to want the best
nothing
center
to
back.
apologize for.
That's what
All we
should
have
get.
left is our standards.
The standards
people
being
tell me,
mud on the
Daniel,
floor
you're
these
thinking like
days,
this
man.
since 2005. Oh yeah, I'm not thinking like that. But if you're going to spend money, and I know what it takes for Chelsea to get to a certain level, I haven't seen it done the other way. Maybe these other guys have. Like maybe these Spurs and these guys have seen a young manager come in with random guys and has done it. Cool. I haven't seen that shit. Right? Like I said, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. Yeah, we can buy young players. We can do this, right? But buy the best of the best. Musiala not signing a contract. Will they do anything in their power to go get him? No, they won't. That's what they were gaslighting us about when the summer was ended, and they got Palmer. Palmer ended up being good. And he's a good player, but he's not Musiala.
But they were always talking about statement signings and statement signs. Well, if you want a statement sign, go get Musiala.
Well, that's where I think
players, you want this, go get Musiala. He's not signing his fucking contract.
I was gonna say, but that's where like that was all the summer they joined, and that's because they were running off like their own kind of, especially in Bowley's example. No, not in the sporting directors. It's more like their own knowledge of the sport. Like, and most guys, when you like, if you're not a football fan and you come and look at football, you're going to gravitate to the big players and your Neymars, Messi, Ronaldo, etc. Right? That's why we were linked with Neymar, Ronaldo, them type of guys. That type of signing. It changed once the sporting directors came in. Like the whole way about the signings changed once the sporting directors came in. That's where, when it comes to signings and it comes to the direction of the club in terms of those signings, they get most of the blame for me. 100%. But then I put the blame on Egbhali, especially, not so much Bowley these days, because he's really not paying attention.
20% is that's no point. That's not
20%. He's there. He's watching Grand Prix. He ain't worried about Chelsea.
I don't even know who is it. Both of you own the club.
I blame them for getting these guys in and not changing it.
Yeah, but Bowley's on 20% of it, so he's not going to be involved.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is everyone blames him and calls him a cunt? Bro, call Egbhali a cunt. He's the one that's running this.
Yeah, they're all cunts. Even the old guy that's 83 hiding somewhere. He's a cunt too.
Yeah, no one even fucking knows what he does.
Yeah, all these guys. Listen, all these guys.
Man, fuck all of them, man.
They're all on the board, right? We know what the board looks like. It's Feliciano. It's the other guy, Egbhali. It's Bowley, and it's like, so we know who's it's that guy, and it's the two directors on the board. We know who's on the board. They're the ones making the main decisions of who gets fired, who gets hired, what's going on. So all of you get blamed. Bowley, you can go be in the Grand Prix all you want. That's cool, but you're still getting the blame, brother.
If he's a Red Bull fan, then fuck him.
I don't know about any of that, but you're still getting. All these guys get the blame because we'll see what they do next. What they do next can change this club moving forward. If they make a big move, get a top manager who we know can elevate players, who we know can bring out the best out of these guys, right? Go out, pay the money, get him, or get the best players and get a really, really good manager that they can help each other out. The best players can help him and give him time, and he can help these young players as he goes. One of the two, but I would prefer a world-class manager. That's what I'll prefer. If you can't do that, figure it out. Go get Musiala, go get Osimhen, go get these guys to come in and help. Amorim, if that's who you're going to get, or whoever else who's coming in. You know what I mean? And I think Amorim even has league titles on his belt. But then you have to figure out what are we going to do with our center backs? Are we going to do this thing? Can these three work? Are we going to develop that or figure it out? So all these things, there's so much that needs to get done in that sense, but all of it leads to two guys that lead it, that lead the fucking charge. Firing Poch, hiring who comes in for him, getting the right players to help that manager. All of this comes from those two guys. And I think those two guys are idiots, bro. I think they're good at looking at young players and scouting some of them. Because I like a lot of these young players that we've gotten, but also I think you've gotten an overload on right wing, and left wing is fucking bare. So you know, there are things there. You only have a few 100 mil spots. You've already spent it. So if you want to get a play if you want to get a Musiala's probably going to cost you 100 mil. Let's be real. Osimhen's going to cost you 100 mil. Gyökeres is going to cost you 100 mil. I don't even like Gyökeres, but this is what these guys are going to cost you. So what are you going to do then? Are you going to get both? Are you going to get one? Are you going to, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. These guys are they're still fucking up. They're one of the main issues in this whole structure. There are other issues in terms of the manager when it comes to playing, and there are other issues in terms of certain players and their quality, but it all leads back to those guys.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as finding like experienced players to kind of strategically put across the team, it shouldn't be that hard. It's not like we really don't have to spend 100 mil on those quality players. I mean, if you look at Bayer Leverkusen, when Xhaka came onto that team, he really transformed that midfield into now what they play totally different to what they did last year. You know, so and he only costed what, less than.
Him and just to point out, him and Paulinho for Fulham, when they were bought by Leverkusen and Fulham, both of them together cost less than what we paid for Parma combined.
So there are a lot of options. It's just about fit, and like it's more like we have to find the right coach or find the right manager first, but also fitting experienced players that match that coach as well. Because like if we're going to say that these kids are like, we like a lot of the kids that we have, and we see that we can really see something with them going forward, let's sprinkle in a little experience, and so that to help guide these kids, and let's, instead of fighting for 8th, we're looking at top 4, and then from there.
And you know what's mad?
That's why I hate how they missed some of that opportunity last year. Like, when you had an opportunity to bring in Brozovic, and he was offered to you, right? For me, whether you think, you like him or you don't, this is a guy who has played at the top level for years, right?
And
you
Daniel,
already have your young players. You already have Ugo Chukwu and all these kind of guys. Like, okay, that's cool. Santos, Casada, cool. Why do you have to go get Lavia too? And we're all excited. We have Lavia as well. For what? Get an experienced guy to help Enzo, to help Caicedo, to help these. You know what I'm saying? No, let's go get Lavia.
Also,
not
Daniel,
that Lavia is a bad player. It's just not what's right. Sorry, what?
What I was going to say as well is, with the guys, these experienced guys you get, they don't have to be starters. You know, like a Brozovic doesn't have to start week in, week out, but him being on the bench and being around the squad is going to help. Same with guys like you could go and get. Let's just say, for an example, right? I'm not saying we should have signed him, but let's say we're going to get someone like a Ward Prowse. He doesn't have to play like hardly ever, but him be like knowing the league and being experienced because he's played in this league for a few years, he can be helpful to these young guys. Jesus Christ. And that's what I'm saying. Like, going, even if let's say what's his face? Silva leaves next season, Chalobah leaves, maybe even Fofana leaves. If the centre back we sign doesn't have to start every week, but if you go and get me like a Tar, I know that he's going to help the young centre backs that we've got. I know that if I go and get like a striker, let's say we had a Taremi, for example, again, doesn't have to start every week, but he can help Jackson. Like, you don't have to have these guys start every week, but them being in the squad is going to help.
Perfect example is what we had in 2021. Like when we had like key veterans on all 3 levels of the pitch.
Not even that, actually. Sorry, Sinak. I thought of an even better example. 2016, 17. Terry didn't play a minute, did he? Or played like 1 game across the whole season. But guess what? Having him in the dressing room, still there, and that's why I don't like what Sarri did with Cahill to an extent. Having Terry still there and helping the team was massive for the guys we did have, who hadn't had as much experience as he hadn't played in the Premier League for as long as he had. But still having him around was massively helpful.
But
Yeah.
and the type of experience is even like, because when you're talking about Cahill, this guy he's won a Champions League, he's won a Europa League, all these different things. Like he's played in all these competitions. Whether or not so they know what it feels like to go 1-0 down in 75 minutes. I've been there. They know whether you like. People don't understand that all these things matter, even if you're playing or you're not playing. When you're going in halftime or extra time, like if you have people in here, this is what I'm looking at Chilwell and these guys like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Are you guys bums? You are bums. Because when you're going in extra time, Chilwell, how many extra times have you been in? You can't hype these guys up, tell the coach, fuck what you're talking about. Listen, we're gonna push for this. We've seen this happen. This is how the top players move, right? When you know, like, do you think when we were going to Napoli and all these things, Di Matteo was telling guys what to do? You think he was telling Lampard and these guys what to do? And this, no, fuck that. This is what we're gonna do. Listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna push. These guys are kids. It's extra time. We're gonna just push and score. No, we're gonna sit back because we're cowards and we don't know what. You're supposed to push these younger guys because you're supposed to be the guy who's been there, right? You're the one that's playing. Disasi can't do it. He's never played in a big game in his life. What big game has Disasi played in? This is the first one, right? Yeah. So it's like I'm looking at you. I'm looking at Sterling, right? As these are supposed to be the guys, but these aren't. This is like it's
They're
two
not
guys.
leaders.
And these are two low quality, low level type of low character. Not character because that's fucked up. Low.
They're not leaders. Yeah, right? There's no leaders. They're not leaders.
And I tell you what, by the way, someone in the chat had a great shout for like a player week. Like someone like an Edin Dzeko for this team for like the attackers would be fantastic.
Yeah,
you got doesn't play
like the guy that you have.
He's played for multiple title-winning managers. He's won titles, number one as well. Like this is a guy who's played at the top level, and like he's been in situations where he's had to, like where the teams had to fight, like that last season. That last game, the City had where they won their first league title. Like that's the type of situation he's been through and been in. He understands what it's like to fight through games. But as I said, he doesn't have to play a lot. He can be a squad player. He can like play the odd game here and there. But his experience in what he's going to teach the guys like Jackson and Osimhen to a lesser extent, if we get him, that's going to be invaluable to these guys.
Alex is one of those people that wants to go to work.
Big up, Alex.
Alex, yeah.
Scott,
Just
that's the
like
number
with
one
that
reason
example.
why I wanted. That's the number one reason why I wanted Osimhen over anybody else. Not just about his talent or his level of play, right? Because every club that he's been at has had expectation of him doing well. There hasn't been a club, and you've had to be the number one guy winning Napoli, who hasn't won shit for 30 years, a league title. When you come to Chelsea, that pressure is not going to be different for you.
Where did Osimhen play before?
Lille,
and now Napoli.
Fuck, I didn't even know where he played before. I don't.
Lille and Wolfsburg, but all those he's playing Champions League games, right? Because he played Champions League against us and versus Lewin scored. Well, he's playing Champions League games. He's playing, so he
scored against us, Daniel, in the Lille when he was at Lille.
Yeah, 1920.
Under Lampard, the Lampard first season. He
did.
When we went to Lille, he scored.
No,
man, I'm so fabulous.
Low Brem
literally, I watched the guy and I don't remember.
I'm Nigerian, so I followed his growth, so I know these. You know what I mean? Like I remember what.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like it's not just I can get this guy for 45 million. He's really talented. Maybe you get a guy for 30 million who's a little bit older, but has played at this level for a long time. That's the experience that Xhaka took with him to Leverkusen. He was playing for Arsenal for a long time. Whether we like it or not, there was incredible pressure on him. We saw him crack out Arsenal, but he learned from that. He grew from that. He's gone there. He's probably going to be a champion this year. Well, he's definitely going to be a fucking champion this year, right?
Yep.
So it's one of those where it's like, I don't just want you to get, you guys said you want to experience. This guy's 27. Let's bring him in. No. That's not what we're saying. When you're getting a player who knows what it is to play for a big club. Maybe he doesn't, like Scott said, he doesn't have to play every game. He doesn't have to be,
are we linked to something? There's a reason why we're talking about this, or the manager is?
Nah, we're not linked. We're not linked.
No, we're not linked. It's the same.
I actually have a questions for you guys. Would you take Xavi Alonso now at Chelsea as a manager if a possibility?
Yes. Absolutely.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Really?
I would.
That's if you're
Based on
actually
based no based on what? Based on one good season?
It's
well, part of it, admit for me, part of it is because Jose doesn't talk about any manager like that.
Yeah. I see
Ever.
your point. Yeah.
And he talked about him.
I say there's only like he
So
spoke about
that's
two
why
guys,
I'm-
and Alonso is one of them.
Yeah, so that's why. So that's part of it, right? Because once Jose said that,
Yeah,
and he
that's a
went
big
there,
part.
and
I was
he's
gonna
doing
say
it
that's
now,
the
I'm
only
like, oh,
reason why
shit.
I've considered it.
So
It's
I'm
gonna
like,
win the
maybe
league.
he's
It's gonna win the
and
league.
you know what? Part of it is also like football heritage, man. These kind of guys are not like you can tell. World class center mid is doing great right away. You know, the part of it is like
No,
that
Lampard
gamble
didn't
of
do
me
well,
doing that.
so no.
He didn't do
But
well
with
like this, brother. Sorry.
with Xabi Alonso, I
This is
think
different.
it's been one good
Yeah,
season.
world class
Obviously,
center
plus
mid doesn't
Jose.
mean it doesn't automatically make you a really good manager. So
No.
I know
let
that.
me
I said
finish.
the combination of that, Jose saying he loves
Yeah.
him, and also
Yeah.
him hitting the ground running. Like these guys were 17 last year when he took over.
My question is like, how many points in Bundesliga he's above Bayern Munich?
10 points.
10.
Yeah.
As of yesterday, it's 10.
That's
He
cooking.
is whooping.
Yeah.
He's
No,
whooping
I'm
big
I'm,
shots, bro.
I'm saying like I remember it used to be some day that it was 10 points even for the like overcame. Like if we will get rid of Tuchel now and somebody competent coming in, I don't have a doubt that they can catch up. But as far as like he still didn't lose a game, right?
Yep. No, undefeated.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
the
don't
point.
think they
Any
can
kind of
catch up because I think
competition?
he's. I don't think they can
Yeah.
catch up because of him. I think he's that good.
I actually want to like what about like what kind of style is he play? 3-5-2,
Yeah, well,
4-4-2, 4-3-3.
3-4-2-1.
I think
Yeah,
part of
it's-
it is him
in terms of
playing a
formation, it's
style
a
that
3-4.
suits
You know,
that kind of league.
I'll
'Cause, like,
give
when I
you.
watch them, right? They
Yeah,
play,
I
they
didn't watch
take
them, Daniel. Come
they
on, you
take
know me.
a lot of risk, right? And then people are
Yeah.
saying, "Yo, well, when he comes to the Premier League, and he takes this risk and blah blah blah." But here's the thing: to win that league with a team like Leverkusen, you have to take this kind of.
That's my
risk.
biggest
And that's
point
why
because
he's
I
doing
don't
it.
watch the game Bundesliga. So for me, is the team is that talented, or it's not?
No, they are talented. They have
Yeah, he got
they have
talent in that
talented
team.
players, but they're not remotely as good as Bayern Munich. It's not close. Like he would
They're
take the
not as
Bayern
good,
squad
okay.
over them any day.
Okay,
Right?
so
But
Daniel, my biggest
part of it is that.
my biggest problem is I'm kind of tired with those one season wonders managers and stuff like that. So for me, De Zerbi, it's not under any circumstances should be Chelsea manager at any point in the future until he accomplished something. If Xavi wins the league, that's a big yes. And plus Mourinho. Mourinho for me is the biggest thing. Otherwise, I don't want no youngster hipster that I don't know. There is reporting of that Sporting manager.
Amorim.
We looked at it.
Amorim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Difference is with Amarim, he's won with like a Braga team that has no business winning anything, and then also Sporting, who he's competing for a possible treble.
Oh,
and
Amorim's won the
going to win the
Portuguese league
league.
before.
Yeah, he's won
He
Portuguese.
won.
Yeah.
He won
Okay.
Sporting. He won Sporting their first league title, and I want to say like 20 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And with
No.
Xabi, he's probably going to win Bayer Leverkusen
and
their
that was-
first ever
that was
title
the
in
season after.
their season.
Xabi also will go invincible this
You
season.
know what
Yeah,
another
that
thing
was-
is? What another thing is really towards Alonso. I know it's because he hasn't lost a game. So for me, he without watching it, that means that his defense is a good setup. Do they concede a lot of goals? That's my question.
I can check.
In that
They take
league,
You see what I'm
They
saying?
take a
Like,
lot of-
is
they
the,
take a
do
lot
they
of risk.
concede every
They
game
take the
list a
exact same
goal?
risk out here, they'll get.
let me have a look.
But the reality
how many
is,
goals they
like I
conceded
said,
so far.
you
They've
know,
conceded
for me, a
16.
great manager.
16, yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, not bad.
Alex, to put that into perspective, the next team that have conceded the least amount of goals is Bayern, and they've conceded 28.
Oh wow.
Yo.
It's a 12 goal difference.
It's 12 less. Yeah.
I think I don't know if
It's a Jose
don't-
disciple, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I can tell. Without watching, that's the kind of things I'm looking for. I'm looking for the good defense. Another thing I'm looking for in a manager, he will not have direct only one style. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Like
plan B sort of thing.
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
someone
somebody
call
that
him.
can
Someone
adapt.
call him. That's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Have
Just in a little bit of news that I've seen, Chelsea have made a move for 18-year-old Oju City FC striker Hafiz Umar Ibrahim. He's been invited for a
Who is
trial.
this man? Fuck
yeah. By the way, why is Jackson unveiling him?
Who? I don't
There's
know.
Jackson unveiled Chelsea's player. I saw him,
Really?
manager of somebody. That's not him.
No,
Different
that's
black guy.
that's a new sign. I'm trying to find it.
Ah man, we will
Who is
link
this
with him
guy,
a
man?
lot.
Right now.
I don't see anything on
Oh, Jordan
There's another guy.
Striker. What is that league?
It's
Not-
Nigerian team.
Fucking hell.
Hey,
I mean,
baby
square
Drogba.
credit for
Let's
you
go.
for knowing what that is.
Baby
Okay.
Drogba, he's from Nigeria.
I will get one of them
Oh.
correct. We'll get one of
So,
them correct.
it is. Where's Jackson? What team he's playing? National.
Oh, Senegal.
Senegal.
Check the Senegalese. We signed somebody from. Exactly. I know I'm not dreaming of.
You're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Defender.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name. The guy we signed in January. but he
DU
couldn't
for
join
something
us.
Yeah, I
like that.
talked to
Center
Lewis
mid.
about it. It was a midfield. Was it midfield or defender? One
No,
of
he's
those.
a center back.
Center mid.
Mid.
Any-
Center mid.
Mid.
Oh, he's a center
Center mid.
mid? I thought he was a center
Okay,
back.
so there's
The
they
DM.
unveiled it. I saw the first time yesterday, and Jackson was holding the shirt with the kid. Jackson
I need to
and
see
some
it.
kind of, and probably his father or something.
That's his big bro.
Let me
man.
see if Dodgers is put up. I feel
Okay.
like if anyone would have that be him.
Actually, I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure his family probably called Jackson like, "Yo, take care of our son," you know. if you're in the same culture, that's usually what fucking happens. He probably called him.
He's
like,
talking
"Yo, take care
about like when Roman got the Hazard and the rest of the Hazard family.
Yep.
You're talking about Papa Dieng, yeah? That's the guy.
Papa D.
Oh, that might be him.
Papa Dieng, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's a Senegalese midfielder. That's the one.
God knows. God knows.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was just
it's-
wondering why Jackson was the one with holding the shirt with him, and apparently maybe
Probably because they're from the same country. That's why Senegalese.
I think E-Man found it. Let me just refresh the chat quick. Yeah, that's the picture.
Oh shit, even Enzo's in the pic. Okay. Talk about random photo of the day.
So Wild Enzo appears.
Yeah.
There we go.
yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
We're holding the shirt together, unveiled before somewhere.
That might have been the first link he sent. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was Felix who posted it.
What, Felix?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Several
what the hell is Jackson unveiling our players now?
Darussalam.
Senegal got some
Darussalam
lanky
Academy.
bastards, man. I tell you. The fuck was
Yeah,
that?
when you say those things, put the beer beside.
What you
Yeah,
said?
put the beer aside when you say stuff like that.
Yeah, he already got
What a
lit up by
fraud,
Flawless
Fatur.
last
What a
night,
fraud,
though.
man. The guy was saying stuff with the cigarette
With a
in the hand
cigarette.
and Stella. The only thing Fatur you're missing is a piece of bacon in your mouth.
That's crazy.
Laugh, Fatur. Laugh and sing.
Yeah, big up Fata, man. Never change. Never change.
Yeah.
That might be Joe Shields on the left.
By the way, I wonder how old is this kid? Is he gonna even play
he's
the next 10 years?
He's 18.
18.
He looks like a freaking statue, though. Like the build. You know that guy that played in what's the name of that movie, Gladiator? The one with Russell Crowe. The other one, the black guy.
Oh, you mean Jimon Husu? Not his name is.
I don't know his name, Scott. Come on, you. There was the one that he's really big. Oh, a diamond. Something about the diamond with
Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, Jimon Hansu. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like him, like a build, like like strong guy.
By the way, it's not. Listen, one of these guys is gonna hit crazy, right? But the problem is, what is the rest of the squad gonna look like when one of them hit? Because if Pius comes in, and
we don't know. That's the point. They know.
Yeah, that's the main problem. If Pius
because we don't know what team we signing them for. Are we signing for the first team? Are we signing for academy?
I'll be completely honest. Pius should be coming straight into this first team. If he's as good as he looks, he should be coming.
If he comes straight in and he completely bangs, is he banging us from 9th place to top 4, or is he banging us from top 4 to a title? I'm being be real. That's what's going to happen to you. You got to be honest.
When you're right, you're right.
Yeah. It's also stressful to think that as well.
You see, this is why we don't understand because
I'm scared for where we will be when he comes in, bro.
Daniel, you know what's the problem is? We don't know what the progress. For us, progress it's top 4 in 1 year.
Yeah.
I don't know what the progress for them looks like.
Make people happy with that.
Well, they were saying Champions League at the start of the season. Now they're still holding on to their faint hopes.
Now it's Europe. Now it's top 7, right? This is how they chip away at you over time. Because once you get 11th place twice or 12th place twice, you're so broken that if I get top 6, I'm happy. Then you get top 6, then the kid comes in, he pushes you to like a top 4. Now you're happy. We used to challenge for the title. At that point, we'll be 10 years from not winning a league title. How easily that can go to 15, 20 years. Right? So, it's one of those where it's like they'll chip away at you and then you start feeling good about, oh, shit, now we're in the top 4 again. Thank God. Yeah, you're supposed to be in top 4 years ago.
But Daniel, I said this on the stream, I think it was yesterday or the other day, like, what's stupid about this, and this is where I get annoyed at the owners and the directors, or more the owners, is like, for me, this is an easy turnaround, an easy fix. Like, you could do this in a summer where, like, in terms of going back to challenging for, like, top titles, you could do it in 2 years. Easy. If you pulled your finger out and actually put some effort in, like, go and get a top manager, go and get a top DOF, go and sign some more experienced players, go and get an Osimhen or whatever, a top left wing, a top left back. You can easily go from where we are now to top 4.
You say, oh, I have 300 million to spend. If you spend it on 3 players, we can change this entire club.
Exactly, and that's what's pissed me off.
On 3 players,
people act like we're literally in the depths of hell. Like, we're bad, but this is an easy fix in terms of like 2 years max to go back to challenging.
But they're not going to do that though. That's the.
I'm talking about.
That's why we think we're dead, because like they're not going to do that.
Yeah, and that's the most irritating thing.
Yeah, the people in place won't do that, but I mean,
and that's why like I try not to even like dream about signings and stuff like that. Like, I haven't done this is my potential starting lineup in years, because I just know like whatever I think is going to happen is not going to happen. We're all fighting right now over, are they going to sign? Remember, we're arguing about Osimhen versus Tony, right? So, I think Tony will be better. I think Osimhen will be better, but I think we get neither. You got some people are confident. I think they're going to end up getting someone like Sesko, because 40 million release clause. 21, hell. It makes sense. Let's go get Sesko. They're not going to get Gyökeres. He's going to cost you 100 mil. They're not going to get. So that's if they prove me wrong and they do that, they do go get those guys, they do push for Musiala. It's an ex-Chelsea player. If he wants to come back to England, you should be going all in for him. Go all in for him. Give him a plan. Like, if you get a player like that, you get a player like Osimhen, it's probably easier for you to convince Alonso to come here. Right? Why can't you compete for him? If he ends up going to Bayern, he ends up going to Bayern. There's still other managers out there that you can possibly get, but you have to compete for the best of the best. I just don't. I hope they do. That's where I end it.
You mentioning Sesko, I'm gonna be so pissed if we sign him in the summer. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go for Sesko. I honestly believe we're gonna go for Osimhen, just because of all the noise that's going around him coming.
He's not coming to Chelsea. He is not coming to Chelsea.
I mean, there's a lot of noise around.
No, PSG is getting him. I can bet money PSG is getting him.
Well, I
They're
mean, I already
losing.
have a
Yo,
bet
how much
with a
They're
tattoo
losing.
on my
They're
forehead, so
losing
I'm not going to do that.
Mbappe. Oh, we're getting him.
Did you hear about Rice? I love Chelsea. He's coming Chelsea. No, his dad told me his uncle was there. Obi Mikel is telling you. Obi Mikel is lying to you guys. Don't believe that guy.
Exactly.
He's lying. He's trying to boost his podcast. I know
Exactly.
these kind of guys. You don't believe it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Osimhen told me he's coming.
Yeah,
He
remember
didn't tell you
Mudrik? There's no such a
Oh,
thing
Don't
as
tell me
Mudrik.
Mikel's doing us like that.
It was
Don't break my
guaranteed.
heart.
Wasn't it guaranteed that Mudrik was going to Arsenal?
Yeah.
Was it? I
Yeah.
don't know. I wasn't paying
It
any
was-
attention to
it
that
was
start
like-
of
Look, I'm not
2021.
saying.
Come
Apparently it
on,
was.
come on.
Yeah.
Remember
I'm
this?
not-
Remember Enzo doing this?
Yeah, I remember Enzo doing that.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not saying
yeah.
I'm not saying it's a guarantee that he's going to be coming here to Chelsea, because nothing is a guarantee. I'm just saying that the likelihood of him coming
Look,
to Chelsea
if we match everything
is
PSG
more
match,
possible than
you
him
could
going
choose
to
go Chelsea
PSG or
based on Chelsea.
United.
Yeah.
Not a chance. We're not in the Champions League. PSG in Champions League. Osimhen. By the way, that the fee is the fee. The fee is the fee. The biggest problem is wages. Osimhen is not coming for 150 plus bonuses.
Oh yeah, he's not. We're not. I don't think that
Yeah,
they're
true.
going to.
If we get in him, we break in the that salary whatever cap. I don't think we do have a salary cap.
I don't think it's
But-
true.
Yeah,
I don't think it's true
I
either,
think
but-
it's yeah.
I mean, I think if they're seriously going after Osimhen, they should know all this, right? They should know.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not-
I was gonna say he's on. I'm pretty sure he's on like 230.
Daniel,
a
the
currently
key
at
word is
Napoli.
they should. They should.
They should know, like, yo, we're not going to get
They
this
should,
guy
but
and
do
offer
they?
him 250 and to come play. He's not playing Champions League. He's not doing this. Like, they should know. And so, you know what I mean? And to me, there's no point in doing one without the other, right? There's
Exactly.
no point in just getting Osimhen and leaving the squad as is, or not filling the other areas with top class, because all you're going to get is a little improvement, and that's it. Like I said, he might push you to top 7 now. Oh, I'm top 7. Let's celebrate. That's bullshit. So if
Exactly.
you're going to do it, go all the way. Like I said, you push for Musiala, you push for Williams, or you push for one of these guys to come in and fill that role. You push for a top center back to come in and help these guys, or an experienced guy, or a top keeper. Something, spend the money
Yeah.
the right way, so that now we're okay. This team you have 3 world-class players starting for you every week. There's no way if you have a team that has 3 world-class players starting for you every week, maybe 4 if Reece James fixes his injury problems, right? You're getting top 4. You know what I mean? With a good manager, you're getting top.
By the way,
that's a base to start from. Then you
Yeah.
hope, oh yeah, and Enzo becomes world-class.
Did you hear
Next
that
couple of years.
actually the
Caicedo,
biggest problem at
ECC.
the sorry Daniel? Do you hear the biggest problem at the club is actually not Todd Bowley? It's actually the other Iranian guy. Iranian
Egbhali.
Egbhali.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
Alex, you know when we were playing, by the way, or as we were playing, or the day we were playing, Bowley was at the Grand Prix. Like, he wasn't in the country. He was watching the Grand Prix. I don't know where it was, but he wasn't watching the
Bahrain, I
game.
think?
Egbhali was at the game.
Bahrain.
Yeah, Bahrain.
Oh,
Yeah, he was in
right.
Bahrain.
Apparently, well, there's apparently he's the one that still stays with Pochettino. He's the one that overruled Pochettino over Nagelsmann. He's the one that what's his name? The guy left the other director,
What, the
Pavel. He's the one that with the temper, apparently.
Yeah, he's the one that's in full control. Apparently, Bowley's just like the face of it all, but he's a minority shareholder. It's majority Clear Lake who Egbhali's running. So all of the shit needs to be going on Egbhali, Winstanley, and Stewart on top. But yeah, Egbhali's the one keeping him in the job.
Another thing that I want to break somebody's heart that people keep saying those owners are for the what's the name, for the profit. Of course they are. The problem is with the football, it's not a monthly profits. Like, they don't get profit in a month value. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the football club is valued. How buying a football club is value. For example, people saying like you can drain money out of the club. That's a fact. Like, every year if you make some kind of profit, but the fact is none of the teams actually do the profit in a yearly basis. Everybody's at loss when you look at it, right? So the reason how this whole situation and people saying that, oh, we're just going to drain the club. No, it's not. The only way that when the owners buying such a big thing, they're going for the value of the club completely. So, for example, if Bole bought the club for 4.2 billion, he doesn't mean that he's going to get monthly bills like $50,000 a year, a month, profits. That's not how they do it. They want to increase the value of the club. That's how you get your money. So, for example, if within 10 years, this club is going to cost 10 billion, that's the profit we're looking for. We're not looking at profit like, oh, yeah, I'm going to sell Mount, I'm going to make a profit, because that's apparently economics of Johnny Minerals are. Oh, we're going to sign young players, we're doing it for profit. You dumbass, this is not how sports works. When people get involved with the football clubs or any sports, big sport, they don't do that. It's like, seriously, it's a penny pension from the billionaires. They're looking to increase the value of the club. So if they will make it that club is actually 5 billion, that's how it is. You know why billionaires are billionaires? It's not because they want to cash. No. What they want, it's the credit line. So next time when we get the big, for example, Todd Bowley, why he wants to buy, looking for the different club, because now he can use that money against the club. The club value, the last thing was 4.2. That's the last value of the club. So guess how much credit he can get in with the banks and stuff to buy another club. That's how big business business people work. They don't sell freaking Mount and make 20,000 pounds profit. That's how he looks. Oh, we're gonna grow those kids and we're gonna sell them for profit. Yeah, because that's how they work. They're literally looking for Conor Gallagher to sell. They want those profits to buy a bigger player. That bigger player gonna bring bigger investment. They want to loan what Mason Mount sell can make. They want to loan money what Conor Gallagher sells and use that loan against the other one. This is how they do. They don't have cash. They don't penny pension. They basically play loan from loan from loan. This is why it takes a long time to get the big amount of money at one place. So when people are saying stupid shit like, oh my God, the guy who's had on a Bloomberg, I saw like, yeah, of course we're looking for profit. Did he say what kind of profit we're looking for? No. Do you think Roman Abramovich made a profit when he got the club from 400,000 pounds to 4.2 billion? That's the profit of the club, not selling Didier Drogba.
Mm-hmm.
So next time...
Yeah, I feel like for a lot of us, we all notice that as well. It's people just going off basic sentences when it comes to like that last interview. That's why when I brought it up, I wasn't even that annoyed about it.
By the way, the thing is, the club's success has 100% impact on the value of the club.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the main point I got from that too.
You're not gonna get 4.2 billion out of Chelsea back if your club is nobody. That's why Manchester United, licking roof, nobody wants the investment, because if we're looking at it, how are we supposed to pay 10 billion and I have to redo the whole freaking club? That is not a good investment.
Exactly.
It's not,
that's why we're still trying to sort out the new stadium as well.
It's not watching flip what are you saying? Flip houses, like people watching too much flipping houses lately. Like this is what the investment think is.
That's why my main problem is just you're being naive. You're being naive for now, but like I think it's crazy to say that they don't want us to succeed. It's about what you're doing or what you're enabling and how that's impacting that aim for us to be successful in the long term. Because right now we're failing. Short term, we're failing. And the longer you let that last, it's going to impact the medium term. It's going to impact the long term. We can't have another year out of Europe. Not with this youth project. It's not going to work.
Problem with the ownership, because I don't know who we signed in the players for. Is it the first team? Is it academy? The same age.
I haven't got a clue either at this point.
See, and
like, if we spend another year out of Europe, you're going to have to spend more out.
Roman did the right way. He made the first team compatible, and then he started invested in the youth, because youth will come by himself. Why do you think that kid choose Real Madrid?
Who Endrick?
Yeah,
Because it's Real Madrid. You don't even
exactly.
know the starting spot. You don't know yet.
Exactly.
Rodrigo don't know if he got a starting spot next year. All these guys don't know, but I'm still going there. I mean, it's Real Madrid, and I know I'm that talented and all this, all that. Like, so it's like, and I think that's the same reason why Pies and some of these guys signed for us. I'm just fearful for how it looks, and even in this summer, shit can still be fixed. Like me and Scott said, you can still fix it. You can still get these top guys, get a
Oh
top
my
manager.
God!
You can still do that.
Fatur.
You just,
Fatur.
I just don't
Sorry,
see this,
Daniel.
losers doing it, man.
Do you know who's Tayo is?
Tayo? No.
Yeah.
He's
You know who it is?
all day.
No. Remember who I make fun of in the Tobes from Down Under?
Yeah.
Does that look like this?
Oh, Karim.
Oh, that's Karim.
Oh dear.
Ah, that fraud man with laundering money, man.
He sounds like Karim, to be fair.
Exactly. Sorry, it's Daniel for interrupting you. But by the way, you're right. You're right.
Big up to Alex as well, saying man of the worst owners ever. Have fun the next 7 years. Thank you very much. Aziz says the only way we can let Poch go is to stop going to games. It's out of our hands. That's why I'm just not really bothered this season. Paul says, Daniel, which coach can Chelsea get realistically?
Any fucking coach
question
if they're ambitious enough. They can get any coach they want.
Money talks.
If they're ambitious enough,
exactly.
if they offer them and say, "Yo, I'm gonna give you this money, come through, and I'm gonna get these players. I'm working on it, doing it right now." By the fact, I'm triggering Osimhen's release clause as a summer. Yeah, of course they'll sign. Like, what do you think? We're still Chelsea.
I was
I
gonna
just
say,
don't want
like,
them to keep doing
regardless
this
of
for so long that now because even Arsenal was shit for hella long.
Big
They were
up,
still
Lewis.
Arsenal. Liverpool, the exact same thing. I just don't want to go through 5 years of shit.
I was gonna say, Daniel, look at there's good examples. Like, look at last summer. Regardless of who we got as managers, we had Enrique and Nagelsmann both come for interviews. If you come to an interview, you're interested. You don't turn up to an interview if you're not interested.
Exactly.
Liverpool in one of their worst periods,
they might say, "Yo, let me get this," but they're still gonna come to Chelsea.
Liverpool went from losing their best player to Barcelona to bottling league titles and went and got Klopp, who just came off winning getting to a Champions League final and winning a Bundesliga.
Yep.
Like this idea that Chelsea can't get a top manager or whatever. We went from getting Mourinho, finishing being 16th, getting 10th, and went and got Conte. Again, after winning league titles with Juve. Like, people act like it's the same with players as well. You might just have to pay them more or just sell them on the project a bit more. But being out of Europe isn't the be all and end all. There are ways around it. It's same with managers. You can go and get a top level manager. You just got to be able to sell the project a bit more, quote unquote, or pay them a bit more. Which if they're a world class manager,
make
they
concessions that they want. If they're asking for a few things, if
that's the
manager
thing.
comes in and says, "Yo, I want different wingers. I don't really like these guys." You might have to go get different wingers. Sorry.
Exactly.
Anyway, I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna listen.
Big up, Alex, man. It's a good talk.
Yeah,
Big
good
up,
talk.
man. Dinishan says Musiala to City while we are still with Poch. Was there links of that?
There is.
There is, yeah. I heard links about that.
I never saw any Musiala to City links. If not, I mean, I don't blame him. Yeah, Liverpool and City are leading the race. All right, cool. That's another monitoring bullshit. Big up to Robert Gutierrez saying, Luis, say in Spanish for me, these Chelsea owners are come pingas. Come pingas. What does that
mean? Dickheads?
Come pingas mean idiots.
I don't know.
Come pingas mean idiots, by the way.
Idiots? Oh, okay.
Idiots.
Oh,
fair enough.
Well, I don't blame him for saying that because they are idiots. Keeping this guy in.
I mean, yeah, Google Translate ain't giving me anything on that, so
it's idiots.
Like half the time.
Pinga is dick, so that's why I said like.
Come pingas is idiots.
Is it?
I love Spanish.
That's crazy.
I love Spanish, man.
Oh,
it means that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's saying they're dick eaters. All right, cool. That's calm.
How is this guy still in?
Yeah, dickheads. Yeah, dickheads, idiots.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
Abramovich was more smarter than these dickheads.
He just left the people who knew what they're doing in charge of footballing matters.
Yeah, because he was smart. He knew what he was doing.
Getting
He
some
knew
below
what he wanted.
expectations, you're done. That's it.
That's right, Matt.
That's just it. Sadly, we're stuck in this circle until Poch leaves, and we just need to find our way around it. Go and scam the cup if you can.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's long. Other than that, it's fucking long.
Abramovich knew what he wanted for his club. He wanted success, and he did. He got success.
He was willing to do anything to get it. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we going to get with these dickheads, these owners? Nothing.
A fucking court case about paedophilia, bro. That's what we're going to get.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just wasting more money on fucking players that we don't even play.
We're going to catch a case, bro.
We might.
All right, well, I gotta head and do some errands, man. I'm gonna just listen in. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, no worries. So we're probably gonna wrap this one anyway. It was going to be a short stream regardless. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna do a fucking Lazio Bayern watch along, so keep a lookout for that. But for now, we're redirecting. Flawless is gonna be live, so everybody head over there. He's doing a Q&A. Just tell him Poch out. Just tell him Poch out immediately. Big up to everybody. Like, subscribe, and as always, up the Chelsea. And no to terrorism.